Welcome into the Tuesday Waiver Live edition of Better and Green. Guys, please leave a comment for us to break down your teams, any questions you guys may have, or any comments you have on the show. We'll get to them. Bobby, I've got so much going through my mind right now. We just got done filming Tapping Vegas. There's a couple things I want to talk about that we didn't get to talk about on the show. There's a couple things about social media that are going through my mind right now. Threads. It's like the Twitter or the X for Instagram. We have it. We post all of our stuff on it. It's vile. It is the worst social media platform I think that's out there. It seems like it is just a platform for like OnlyFans people to post their stuff and other garbage content. It does not seem like a real platform. Somebody in the comments, let me know if you use Threads and if it is worth it, because to me, it just seems terrible. Terrible, like a really, really bad version of X. I don't know, man. We might have to get rid of X. We did start a Rumble, too. I posted like the last 2 or 3 weeks of content over there. The only people that comment are Indian marketers. I will put it that way. Your show is very good. We very much like what you are doing. Meet me at this email and we discuss more how to grow your channel. I'm like, okay. I don't know, man. I'm reaching my limit with the Rumble. I'm reaching my limit with Threads. What is your take on social media? We're getting started way off topic today, but that's going to be the kind of episode this is. We need some comments to keep us on track. We will talk about fantasy football, but real quick, Bobby, what do you think about some of these platforms out there?
Yeah, so social media in general is
Cesspool.
definitely a useful tool, but 100% a cesspool. You really have to. It's a tool like anything else, man. Like the best way to describe it is the same toothpick you use to pick your teeth and clean, and dental hygiene can be used to stab some man in the Adam's apple and, in their life. So how are you going to use it, man? Are you going to use the butcher knife to prepare meat? Or are you going to use it for a rampage? Like, these things are definitely, cesspools, but you got to be able to just pick and choose what's kind of working and what's not,
I open up Threads, the very first thing that pops up. I know, and people are saying, oh, it's what you look at. It's what you look at for the algorithm. Bro, I don't use this. I just post our stuff and then I close it. But this and maybe that's why. Maybe that's why my feed's so bad, is because I don't use it. So it's just sending me just garbage from around the internet. It says, I know I'm completely flat, but natural E-cups can be cute too, right? What the fuck am I reading? Throw salt in my eyeballs, dude. Like, what is this garbage? The very next one, my dad finally added me as his daughter to his Facebook account. And then a flag for certain people. I don't know what that flag means. Okay. My boyfriend heard y'all's comments on that pic and we broke up. What is this, bro? Threads is terrible.
Whoa. They broke up over that?
They broke up over internet comments.
They broke up because boyfriend made some money? Blowed up and act like you don't know nobody, like tiptoeing in my Jordans, boy?
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude.
Riff-raff.
Can you imagine if like we took our comments to heart, bro? Like from last week, bro, I'd have a new boyfriend if that was true.
My man's LGBT onomatopoeia out here, and you just didn't even know it.
He's stupid for that, bro.
What you think was gonna happen when they put Jalen Ramsey on you? Duh.
Bro, you got spicy with them. You got a little sassy there at the end.
He did. What you think was going to happen when I picked Hamza Chimaev? All right, you didn't pick Hamza Chimaev because you stupid.
I am stupid. I am stupid. I'm stupid with everybody else taking Bobby Knuckles. I knew it, too. I knew it. I just like, oh, he's not active enough. Man, this is MMA. If you could go in there and you could knuck if you buck, you're fine to go, man. Oh God. Okay, I need to close this, bro. Threads was still going in the background there. I saw some like kids making out. Like, I get the fuck out of here. All right, I think I just made the decision. We're getting off Threads, bro. That shit is terrible, bro.
Shaq timeout, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm glad you said Hamzat, because I did want to touch on that real quick. We don't have a ton of people here, but you know what? The longer we're on, hopefully we get some more people in. Then we'll start talking some fantasy football. Broke Bobby Whitaker's jaw. It looked like. Have you seen the pictures? And what do you like? What is your take on that? I can't believe that a jaw can actually break like that. If his teeth were really like pushed back far from his other teeth.
That's some wicked squeeze, man. That's what that is. That's just wild squeeze that he has. Just that strength. That's where that strength comes in that every nerd wants to, act like doesn't exist. But that's the other 50% of the equation I always talk about. Yes, technique and knowledge and all that's there. But the other 50% is how powerful are you? How much force can you generate? How explosive are you? All that. That is just absolute, just cranking, insane strength. Just giving it everything you got, just trying to end that guy is what that is.
Insane squeezing and cranking makes me think of my college girlfriend.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Let's talk about some of the guys that we got going on. Let's break down your article, Bobby. We are breaking down the Week 9 fantasy football waiver wire ads. Bobby, I believe you gave us, you gave us 3 people. Well, 4 people. 2 of them are in the same bracket here. You gave us, first off, which we did talk about these guys last time. It's Cedric Tillman and Elijah Moore, wide receivers for the Cleveland Browns. God, Bobby, it's almost like we said last week that, you know what? Deshaun Watson has been garbage. Like, not just like garbage Browns quarterback, like garbage, like one of the worst guys in the 2000s garbage. Horrible, horrible, horrible football play. So Jameis, if he comes in there, man, what does he do? He goes like this, eats the W's, bro. Eats them up. Jameis, I think he's a much better player right now than Deshaun Watson is. I think he can do a lot of good work with these Browns guys. I mean, I don't like. It's kind of hard to say. Is Cedric Tillman? Is he just because of how good he was last week? But then it's like, okay, I was against the Ravens, and then you do the other side of it. Like the Ravens don't have a very good pass defense this year, and then you do the other side of it again. They say, well, he's got to throw the ball to somebody, and he clearly has a connection with Cedric Tillman. Jerry Jeudy is still the most talented guy there. Am I on the same track as you right now, or are you seeing extra things that I may have missed?
Just the extra things. You had commented that Winston likes to slang the ball last week when we first found out he was going to be starting, and that's why I included Cedric Tillman. If you're looking for a guy who has a high ceiling but maybe an unstable floor, as long as Winston keeps taking those downfield shots, guess who was the primary beneficiary last week? It was Cedric Tillman. He's their explosive 6'3" X-receiver in the red zone guy who's going to be capitalizing on those opportunities and apparently delivering, because just as much as that game was lost due to, drops by Baltimore's receivers and whatnot, it was also handily won by Cedric Tillman coming up clutch in those type of situations where he needed to be clutch at. Cedric Tillman in our 12-team league was already drafted. So, who was not, though? I included Elijah Moore because Elijah Moore could be a third-year breakout wide receiver candidate. We're still looking for some of those 3-year wide receiver breakout candidates a la Nico Collins last year. And maybe J-Mo's one of them. Jury's still out, literally and figuratively, on some things to determine that. So we'll see if J-Mo's one of those guys. Bateman apparently might not be based off that horrible drop he had, but I'm trying not to read too much into it before you drop a guy too early that you shouldn't be dropping, even though Deontay Johnson news doesn't bode well for him. But before I get too off topic, to loop it back in, Cedric Tillman just is one of those guys who is that explosive playmaker. Elijah Moore, though, to loop it back in, Elijah Moore, could this be his 3-year breakout? Maybe, but he's not really like the ceiling guy at the moment unless he turns into that. He's more of a safe floor. If you want a safe floor where you don't have to worry about being blanked at this point anymore, I don't think he's going to be blanked. He's that short, intermediate route chain mover that they're going to look to set up those deep shots to the end zone, to set up those touchdown scores. So Elijah Moore is not rostered in our 12 team. Neither guy's rostered in our dynasty, so it's all about who's available and what do you want. Are you looking for more of an upside flex play that has explosive touchdown ability but might leave you, with a little bit more to desired? Then you're going to want Tillman. If you're looking for a safe, stable, 10 to maybe 12 points a game chain mover, short, intermediate guy, potentially in line, depending on how well the season progresses. He stays healthy, all these other factors, then you're going to be looking at Elijah Moore.
I Before Better Green, there was the GM report making a bunch of content. For some reason, all those graphics went from yellow to like this neon green. That's weird how that happened. But the GM report said Elijah Moore is getting an incredible amount of hype on the New York Jets. It's not going to happen. There's too many mouths to feed. It's just, this is like a guy that's not even worth drafting, and he's going really, really high. I can't remember how high. Maybe like top 6 rounds, which is crazy thinking about now. And I remember I got a little bit of flack for that. But like, dude, Elijah Moore, did you see his numbers last year and stuff? Like, he's gonna be fine. I'm like, there's no way. There's not enough volume to go around. And I feel like I single-handedly ruined this man's career, Bobby, and I feel so bad. Like, I might have went too hard on Elijah Moore, and he never recovered. And now I find myself rooting for him when he was catching passes last week. I was like, go, man. You go. Like, I don't know. I feel so bad. He was doing so well until I started shitting on him. So, you know what, Elijah? Like, I owe you an apology. You can come on the show, man. I'm sorry I did that to you. Let's look at your next guy. That's Khalif Raymond, wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. Dang, Raymond did everything last week, dude. He looked crazy good. What are you seeing from Raymond here besides just being an absolute baller?
I kind of think this is more of a special teams play. I don't think the pending potential weapons debacle I've been commenting on Twitter is going to really do anything to Jamison Williams. He's got 1 game left from the PED suspension and he's coming back. So I think he goes back to primarily a special teams role. I just try to shout out my weird rules leagues followers out there and everything.
Yeah.
Like, isn't Scott Fish getting some return yard points
Oh, yeah.
this year?
Oh,
Stuff
yeah.
like that I try to take into consideration and keep in mind. So that's the main reason why Raymond's on here, because that's where he's done most of his damage last weekend was huge punt returns. I think even a kick return sprinkled in there, one of them for a touchdown. Like, especially once J-Mo comes back, I think he's going to have a place on the offense, definitely given breathers and everything, and he's a threat for a big play at any point with that. But for the most part, it's going to be J-Mo, Amon-Ra, and Laporta carrying that aerial attack, and anything that's left over is obviously going to be the run game, and it'll be scraps if they're blowing them out like they did.
Did you say aerial attack or areola attack?
Both, bro.
You said both. Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Both of them. So, yeah, that's why I included Raymond. I don't think he's going to be much of a contributor in your regular game scenarios, but if you're looking for a guy that adds a lot on kick return and special teams plays and potential touchdowns there, that's your guy who a lot of people probably aren't thinking of, because once again, in that 12-team league we're in, he's not on anybody's team right now. So even though we don't take into account kick return yards, I know that there probably are some 12-team leagues out there that do. This could be just the guy you've been looking for.
I love it, dude. Yeah, if he got started in Scotty Fish, he won a lot of leagues. He won because that is a little overpowered in Scotty Fish this year. So great shout out to that league, Bobby. That's a great workmanship there. Next is a guy that is just breaking my heart because I thought I was so good. I was so set, man. My wide receivers were so set. Now I'm without Rashee Rice for the season. Christian Kirk looks like he's done for the season. Diggs is done for the season. I'm just like my guys, man. Like, they're all done. You can't keep them all on IR. It's unfortunate, dude. It really sucks. I'm glad you wrote this article because I might be getting some of these guys because I need people. Half my roster's dead, bro. But you've got John Mechie, wide receiver for the Houston Texans here. I mean, cancer couldn't keep this guy down. And I've liked him since he came out of, I believe it was Alabama. I could be wrong there.
Yes.
But I've always liked Mechie. It's just been a matter of opportunities. So I'm really happy to see you have him on here.
Yeah, Mechie, I mean, it's just as much of a dart throw as Xavier Hutchinson was a few weeks ago. Xavier Hutchinson hasn't really been panning out like, I kind of was hoping he would. But I mean, once again, Tank Dell's there. Now Diggs is gone. Collins is still gone. He's supposed to be back soon, but nonetheless, in the meantime, it's Dell and who? Dell
Right.
and who? Is it Dell and Mechie? Is it Dell and Hutchinson? Is it Dell and Schultz? Like, who is it? I'm just going Mechie because, like you said, cancer completely derailed his rookie year 2022 before he even took the field, didn't even see action. Last year was getting healthy, but obviously still some hurdles to overcome with a diagnosis as bad as his. This year feels like he's fully healthy, feels like he's been fully participatory in every organized train event and camp and everything else. Feels like he could potentially now, with the diagnosis far behind him, 2 years in the rear view, that he could potentially be stepping up into a role that's going to have, a lot of vacated targets because that offense can still have potential and it can still be powered even with Diggs gone. It just has to be Dell. It has to be Collins when he comes back, and there's going to have to be somebody else between Hutchinson, Schultz, and Mechie stepping up. Schultz isn't available in most leagues. Hutchinson still might be out there because, like I said, after I wrote about him 2 weeks ago, he didn't really pan out. But hey, Mechie's is worth a shot as anybody, especially in these deep leagues where Hutchinson might have been picked up by somebody that read the article. And like I said, Schultz most likely isn't available. You don't have any other pass catchers because guess what? You're not getting Joe Mixon, and you don't want Dare Olaboje or whatever, and you don't want Damian Pierce. So,
No. You know what's this is just hilarious timing. Versus what we were talking about to start the show. Bobby, we have a fan. He didn't comment like we would like. If anybody's watching this, please leave us some comments because we love breaking down your guys' questions. But think back, I was talking crap on Rumble. We just got a DM. We got an instant message from Samsung.
okay.
Kind of like Samsung, but Samsung. Hey, came across your channel on Kick, and I have to say, you have a great stream, and you are good at it really well. I really enjoy your music, which is fantastic since we don't have any music on this channel when we do our lives. But I noticed your audience size could grow even more. All right. Oh, okay. Would you be open to hearing some tips how to build engagement and attract larger audience to your channel? Oh, Samsung, that sounds fantastic. Thank you, sir. I will absolutely message you back with the other 40,000 people that messaged me that same exact thing on Rumble.
Respond back, open cloth, please.
Oh, open cloth, please. Show Bob.
Yeah. Send me naked pics. Hello, bitch lasagna.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, we're on YouTube right now. Everybody knows that song.
Wow.
Hey, if you guys want more picks and more people to pick up, and you want Bobby's honorable mention, we're not going to get those to you here. You don't get everything on YouTube. You get most everything on YouTube, but you have to go to Better Green for the honorable mentions. That's better, BETTOR green.com. Read Bobby's article over there. Give it a heart. While you're there, consider joining. It's completely free to join the website. Then you get updates on every article that gets published, which is good. You get access to my DFS articles when they go live, so you instantly get it. You don't have to wait for me to post it on all socials. So you get early access, as we like to say. And also there's a link to Sleeper. You see it right down at the bottom of the chat box. Get up to $100 with your first deposit match. Click that, and it'll take you straight to the link. If it's legal in your state, it couldn't be any easier. So make sure you guys head over to Bobby's article. Super easy to do that there. Bobby, it's time to talk about, and this is one of my favorite parts, is where we break down the guys that have been the most added players on Sleeper Fantasy.
Okay.
These guys, we don't just say, okay, yeah, this is him. Okay, cool. This is the next guy. No. We break it down. Are they real? Are they fake? Are they a slam, Bobby? Or are they a scam? That's what we're going to find out.
Is this the music that Samsung was talking about that we play?
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna get copyright strike.
Oh yeah, okay. My bad. Shout out. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, shout out. Shout out. Everybody knows. I talked over it. We're good. Let's see. I have to go to the Sleeper app real quick. Excuse me while I pass by me scoring the third most points, playing the team that scored the second most points. Don't mind me just going to go into myself, where I don't give you guys the kickers or the defenses, because that is not why you're here. You guys can do that on your own, or if you really don't want to, leave a comment. Leave a comment. Which kicker defense should I pick up this week? But number one, Bobby.
I'll talk about it.
Wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 942.3 thousand adds, Parker Washington. This is because Kirk possibly gone for the season. BTJ gone. Gabe Davis. I mean, dude's kind of always injured. We're looking at Parker Washington here. 3 catches on 4 targets for 46 yards, 0 total touchdowns. He has finished as wide receiver 109, 84, 47, and 58 in the 4 weeks that he has registered a single catch. All the other weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, he had 1 target combined and did not catch it. Bobby, we were talking about, we had the Tampa Bay injuries next week. All the top ads are Tampa Bay guys, except one of them that Bobby said you needed to pick up, who was possibly the tight end one. I haven't checked yet, but Bobby told you last week. So
guess who I started in the league and helped carry me to a win? Oh, that guy.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to him. Don't you worry about it. We're going to get to that guy. But this has been happening. Every time we see some receiving cores take a hit, we see an influx. So right here, it's an influx. Parker Washington, I'm going to say he's a scam. Somebody has to catch the ball. I get it. It could just be Evan Ingram the whole time. Didn't he have like 15 receptions or something crazy last week? Yeah.
Man was eating.
He was eating. You're chasing points, and I don't want to put my faith in Parker Washington. What do you think, Bobby?
Yeah, I definitely don't either, especially with everybody being so schizophrenic on the timetable for BTJ to return. Nobody knows. Is it nothing? Is it 4 weeks? Is it 4 years? Nobody has any idea. It's either going to go more, like you said, to Evan Ingram, especially with Travis Etienne. If he does not get traded, if he stays with the Jags and he comes back healthy, he gets a lot of receiving work. Even more receiving work would be in line for him, because even though Tank Bigsby is a great pure runner, he is not as he's not as good as Etienne when it comes to the receiving. So you can see more targets going to Etienne, more targets to Ingram. If BTJ is healthy, more targets to BTJ.
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis, potentially, that Strange dude, Brent Strange or Brenton Strange or whatever, the other tight end. Like, he's been getting some targets. Like,
Strange man.
Like, it's not going to be Parker Washington. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about number 2, a guy we talked about earlier on the show. Hopefully you guys tuned in earlier. Wide receiver, 644,000 ads. Wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns, Cedric Tillman. Slam. I'm going to say slam for Tillman. He looked great. He showed that he had that chemistry with Winston. 12 targets last week, 9 targets this week, 8 catches, 7 catches, 81 yards, 99 yards, 2 touchdowns last week, finishes wide receiver 3. Week before, wide receiver 14, 82% and 90% of snap share percentage. There's nothing here that's telling me be warned. There's nothing here that's putting off a bunch of red sirens for me. Maybe, like, you look at his schedule, okay, he's got the Chargers, which are tough, then a bye, then New Orleans. And then after that, I mean, it's all either red or orange following all the way down. Pittsburgh, Denver, Pittsburgh again, KC, Cincinnati, Miami. That is rough. That is an incredibly rough schedule. Pittsburgh twice, Denver, and Kansas City. But for Cedric Tillman, I think that somebody's, like we said, that somebody's going to have to catch the ball. It could be in Njoku. They're going to be running the ball more. It's just Cedric Tillman. I think that he has that connection with Jameis that we can't say about Parker Washington. What do you think, Bobby? Is he a slammer or is he a scam?
That Cedric Tillman has a connection with Jameis, and then
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've already seen that. We haven't seen
Yep.
that from Parker Washington, and we've already talked about Tillman, so I'm all on. Oh baby, I like it raw. Like, come on, let's go with Cedric Tillman. Let's go.
You're hitting Cedric Tillman crazy style, bro.
Pretty much cranking it. Cranking it.
Interesting here. Number 3, the number 3 ad. Quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. 538.3 thousand ads. You guessed it, Joe Flacco being added to rosters all around. With the benching of Anthony Richardson, it makes sense. Now there's a new starting quarterback in town. Kind of bold, in my opinion, for him to be the 3rd most added player. I don't know who people are starting out there that Joe Flacco is better than, but I can't hate it too much. As far as slam or scam go, I'm going to pass because I feel like this is not a season-long guy. Because I feel like eventually, I don't think they completely handed it over to Joe Flacco going forward. Because Richardson's the guy you drafted early. You want him to be your franchise guy. I think they're just giving him a little bit more time to sit behind. So I believe before the end of the season that Richardson's going to win his job back. What do you think, Bobby? Like, this is just a really weird situation. So I'm just going to pass this one completely.
This is a subjective thing. If you need a temporary starter, Joe Flacco's your
Yes.
guy. If you're looking
Yep.
for anything more, you're going to be disappointed. So, flex play, short-term flex play.
Yep. I like it, man. Let's talk about number 4. Quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams, 458.8 thousand ads. Oh, so happy I dropped this guy last week right before he went crazy. I really stopped believing in him, and then he just looked really good against Minnesota. That's Matt Stafford. He's got his guys back. This offense just looked kind of broken this year is why I gave up on Stafford. But they look good, and it was against Minnesota, who has been a pretty good team this year. So I'm going to say slam for Matt Stafford. I think that he's a guy in QB2 leagues. He's a guy that you can have consideration throwing him in that QB2 spot. What do you think, Bobby?
Yeah, Matt Stafford, I don't like the Rams. I don't like Matt Stafford in real life. But, I mean, in Superflex or 2 QB leagues, you shouldn't have been dropping Matt Stafford. So, shame on you.
Dude, I know.
War Daddy back. Oh, War Daddy. War Daddy Puka.
Lord Daddy Puka. I had no business dropping him, too. I had Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Kirk Cousins. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I'm just out here messing around, apparently. Let's talk.
Tinker.
Oh, yes. I do that too much, man. Too much stinker tinker time for me. Let's talk about number 5. 400,000 ads on Sleeper. That's wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Keon Coleman, another guy me and Bobby told you guys. Why are people dropping him? I know Amari Cooper's there, but Keon Coleman was their guy that they drafted with their first pick this year. He's a guy that they needed. Now he's starting to see some more snap share percentage. He's starting to see more targets. It's like, okay, dude was a rookie coming in. That's why you have to chillax on some rookies, man. 73% snap share. Then he jumped up to 91, which was probably out of necessity. But that was also that Miami game where they just, ended Tua and then cruised through and ran the ball most of the time. So, okay, 31, 73, 62, 64. And then he jumps up to 75, 83% of snaps, 7 targets in the last 2 games. Wide receiver 13 in both as well. 3 touchdowns on the season. This is a guy you should never drop, in my opinion, Bobby. So it's a slam to me. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know how many times we talked about Keon Coleman just being picked up, dropped. It's like, you're dumb. Sorry, but you're dumb if you dropped him. Sorry. Just straight up. Just terrible.
Good thing I didn't have him. Good thing I was just an idiot and dropped Stafford, not a double idiot and dropped Coleman. I wasn't lucky enough to get him in any of my leagues.
Stafford makes way more sense, though, than Coleman.
God, especially the way he was playing.
Way more sense.
Let's talk about number 6. We have Zach Ertz, tight end for the Washington Commanders, 288.6 thousand ads. This seems like such
an picked up slammed.
Right.
We talked about like 4 times.
No, a lot of these guys are, man. It's just like, welcome back to the club. Right. 11 targets last week, 7 receptions, 77 yards, 1 touchdown on the season. This is a guy that, like, what are you expecting out of Zach Ertz? If you're expecting to get, like, middle of the pack, I'm seeing 17, tight end 8, 13, 17, then a 39, 10, 9, and 13. Okay, if you're expecting within the tight end 2 range, he's absolutely fine. The top 20 tight end, he probably gets that for you most of the time. If you're expecting him to be massive, you're going to be disappointed. And at the same time, good luck finding a massive tight end on waivers. If you did, you probably did weeks ago, and me and Bobby were telling you about K-Dot and Tucker Kraft. Zach Ertz, I want to say pass again, but I can't sit on the fence too much. I'll say slam just because tight end's a tough landscape. What do you think, Bobby?
I'll say slam because he's just another guy that, like, if you were expecting K-Dot and Tucker Kraft, Mark Andrews, Brock Bowers, of course you're going to be disappointed. But It's Zach Ertz, and he's been a reliable second target and a pretty decent offense. It continues to find his legs with a rookie quarterback. Like, what are you doing with your life?
Agreed. Agreed. Number 7. Let's see. Is this 7? We had 2. Yep, number 7, Josh Downs, 288.3 thousand adds, wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. God, I know. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to change my tone a little bit because now that they did name Joe Flacco as a starter, I have a little bit more confidence in the receivers. I'm not going to lie. I have absolutely nothing to do with these guys as long as Anthony Richardson is quarterback. I sent Bobby a picture today of like somebody posted a graphic. Anthony Richardson's stats are like worse than Jamarcus Russell, or his accuracy is worse than Jamarcus Russell and Tim Tebow. I think that the Flacco is going to help these guys. The Flacco, that sounds awesome. The Flacco is going to help these guys. He has 9 targets, 4 receptions, 109 yards and a touchdown, 3 touchdowns in the season. I'm going to do a cautious slam for Josh Downs because I think he's going to be very boomer bust for you. Wide receiver 77, 8, 28, 16, 101 and 4. So if you need him to win you a week, you're kind of hoping and praying. Otherwise, I mean, it's just not a guy I want to start very often. Bye-week filler is what I'm going to say. He's a slam bye-week filler. What do you think, Bobby?
Couldn't agree more. Pretty much perfect assessment. Slam, but just be kind of aware of what you're getting yourself into because he's not, even with Richardson bench, not going to be a league winner. Sorry, I got distracted. I had to body slam somebody on Twitter right quick.
No, I'm glad you did. Let's see. John Mechie is number 8, wide receiver for the Houston Texans, 238.8 thousand adds. Talked about John Mechie a little bit earlier, so I'm just going to say slam.
Yeah, John Mechie, slam.
Next guy, Elijah Moore, 178.7 thousand adds, wide receiver for Cleveland Browns. Wow, it's almost like we talked about these guys before. So slam.
Slam.
All right, last one, number 10, 140.2 thousand adds. We have Calvin Austin, wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. God. I mean, Russ has looked better, but then you're looking at this dude. The most he's seen is 5 targets in a game. He's had 3 catches, 1 catch, 2 catches, 1, 1, 4, 1, 1. Like, it's just uninspiring. You're just hoping he catches a long ball or a touchdown. The only 2 weeks he's been decent are the weeks he caught a touchdown. He is wide receiver 13 and the wide receiver 6 last week. You look through the other ones, 55, 63, 93, 84, 103, 97, going into a bye. I mean, he has a pretty easy playoff schedule, but I don't think the volume's going to be there, and I can't trust Calvin Austin, especially if I get to the playoffs. I do not want to be trying to trust Calvin Austin in the playoffs.
You know what leagues I want him in?
Scam. Worst team leagues?
No, punt return or kick return leagues. That's about the only utility he's going to have. If you're not playing in those leagues, though, scam. If you are playing in those leagues, that could be another missing piece that you might want to add because that touchdown he got was off a return to punt for a score. So if you get points for that, Calvin Austin's your man. But if you're looking for anything else not playing under those rules, then scam. So conditional slam, conditional scam.
Conditional slam scam. Good God.
I got to do something for punt return, kick return leagues out there, man.
You're right.
I appeal to everybody.
You're just getting me with the conditional. It's like for a conditional 6th round. It's like he's a conditional player.
I mean, no, like I said, if you're not playing in those leagues, you're wasting your time. If you are playing in those leagues and he's available, I think you'll be happy.
Agreed. Hey, number 11, we don't ever do number 11, but we have to do number 11 this week, Bobby. I said we'd talk about him a little later. Guess who's number 11? Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Just a couple weeks too late here. Hi, Mr. K. Otten, 133.2 thousand ads. Bobby, watch the fucking show, dude. What are you doing? We told you guys weeks ago about this. Stop. We told you about Tucker Craft. Stop.
Ooh. Instead of licking boots underneath my Jameson Williams post, getting all mad because every Second Amendment law against it is an infringement of the right. Maybe you need to be watching this show and your fantasy team and your real life wouldn't suck so bad instead of licking boots under the comments section of a viral social media post that I got. Get yourself some business.
Licking boots. Sound like people licking their own balls out here, bro. Fucking
Dude,
nasty
stupid
ass
enough,
stank
dude.
fucking breath, dude, with their stank ass rosters. Don't leave a
Tank
comment.
taster.
We get too worked up here. We told you guys weeks ago, bro. We told you about all these things. We told you about Keon Coleman when he was one of the most dropped players. Stop, bro.
Weeks in advance. I even said these exact words to you when we first covered K-Dot and get them now before you're fighting on waivers. You better hope and pray you got enough fab or waiver position.
Bro, I can't, bro. I can't with some of these people. We gotta move on. Let's move on to the people that we've brought them back from the dead a couple times. We told people not to send them to the dead. People do what they want, bro. People do what they want. They don't listen to us. Whatever. We're just out here trying to win people their fucking fantasy leagues. That's all we do. Let's talk about the ones that are gone too soon, bro. The ones that people threw to the side. What is it? Toy Story. I don't want to play with you anymore. Throw them down. Once again, we do not talk kickers or defenses. So number one person that has been dropped the most, 329.5 thousand drops, running back for the Dallas Cowboys, Dalvin Cook. Damn, Bobby, there's really almost 330,000 people out there that added Dalvin Cook. That's crazy, bro. That shit, can you imagine, bro? Like, Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott, this backfield would be unfucking stoppable 7 years ago, bro. Like, that shit's crazy.
It's a different league, bro. I promise, bro. Just take a hit. It's a different strain of RB, bro. I promise.
I don't fucking get these guys, man. All right, next drop. 280.5 thousand drops. Wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Sterling Shepard. Don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Okay, there's a lot of injuries to Tampa. So then you're looking 5 targets. He got plenty of targets. He caught 3 of them, 18 yards. Okay. Yeah, you're right. That's not a great weak stat. Okay, bro. Okay. There's still how many more weeks of fantasy football left? He has Kansas City next week, which is tough. Then he's got San Fran, who has had a lot of trouble stopping receivers this year. Then he gets a bye to come out and beat the tar out of the Giants and the Panthers. Then you go to Vegas. If Max Crosby's out, that entire team is basically like, what did you say, like a cheerleader's powder puff team? Chargers, and then a Dallas team that's giving up more points than they have in forever. And then championship week, Carolina. Okay, drop Sterling Shepard. I mean, who are you dropping him for? If the opportunity's there, I think Baker's going to keep targeting him. Yeah, K. Dotton's the guy. We told you K. Dotton's the guy.
Right.
God, playing with us too much, bro.
Stop playing, dog. Stop playing.
Y'all, if you don't know us, we're not fucking serious, bro. We love everybody that watches these, but we do like to have fun while we're here. Number 3 most dropped player, Bobby. Same team, 184.7 thousand drops. Running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Sean Tucker. I mean, what did Geno Smith say? They wrote me off, but I didn't write back. That's Rachaad White right now. Bucky Irving and Rachaad White is their backfield. Sean Tucker's picking up the scraps. I know people are jumping in. They're thinking, oh, there's going to be injuries here. All right. 10% of snaps, 2 carries for 3 yards, 1 catch for 12 yards. It was never going to be Sean Tucker.
Nope.
Once again, same easy schedule down the stretch. But, okay, you need 2 guys to get injured. I'm not waiting.
Nope.
Not this close to the end of the season.
Uh-uh.
Number 4, wide receiver for the Los Angeles Rams, 159.2 thousand drops, Tutu Atwell. It's almost like we told you all these Rams receivers not named Puka, Kupp, and Robinson were garbage. Remember we said it was like a list. All these tight ends, all these receivers from the Rams, and I said These are all guys you're just chasing targets for that aren't going to do crap for you. Demarcus Robinson is the only one worth anything. And then he goes out there and gets 2 touchdowns. It's like, God, listen to this show, bro. Like, God, this is a worked up episode. This is why when we film beforehand, we get like all the awkward jitters out already. So we're just rolling, we're just riffing. Tutu Atwell, I can't believe you still had him on your roster if you did.
Telling you. Dumbass.
Number 5, running back for the New York Giants, 159,000 drops. Devin Singletary. I'm telling you, these mother flipping rookies, they're taking nerves.
Telling you.
They're taking the nerves. There's no running back jobs left out there. All these young bucks are coming and taking them, bro. Except for Sean Tucker, like we told you. Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary is me, Bobby, and I keep wanting to say Peak. Cat, like to call him. Number 6 most drop player. 158,000 drops. Shocking to me. Quarterback. I guess not too shocking, but still. Quarterback for the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He just sucks. Thought process here. It's like, okay, well, he doesn't have a red matchup the rest of the season. He faces Arizona next, a crappy New England team, a Green Bay team that could be a shootout. Minnesota, that is a green matchup, kind of surprisingly, but we'll see. Detroit, which could be a shootout. San Fran, which could be a shootout. Minnesota, again. Detroit, which could be another shootout. Seattle, which could be a shootout. Could be a lot of passing in these games. And the coaching staff looked like they were showing a lot more faith in Williams. And I know he had a bad week last week, but it's like, okay, like he wins that game if it's not for the Hail Mary. I think just the loss and how bad he did starting off, people don't like him. Okay, he had 0 interceptions. He had 10 carries for 41 yards.
I don't get it. Why are we dropping the rookie quarterback?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Who are you picking up? It all comes back. Who are you picking up instead? Right. Who's left on your waiver wire at this point that you're dropping Caleb Williams for as a QB? Or, like, who are you picking up? Doesn't even have to be a QB, since apparently you feel comfortable enough to drop a rookie quarterback, you know?
Right. Great point. Who are you picking up? Number 7. He was on Slammer Scam last week, Bobby, and we both scammed this man. Wow. Shocking to see him the very next week on the most drop players list.
Man.
Crazy, bro. Brazy for the West Side. Trey Palmer, 155.8 thousand drops. We told you guys, man, it's going to be Sterling Shepard getting a lot of the targets. Yep, there you go. 2 targets for Trey Palmer. So we were right. Sterling Shepard got more targets, and K. Don's going to be the main benefactor. Boom, check, done. Trey Palmer, most drop. Yep, makes sense. Bobby, this next guy. Number 8th most drop player, 128.1 thousand drops, Juwan Jennings. Oh, shit. Who's over there with you right now?
All the dumbasses who didn't listen to this show. Look.
Bro, Juwan Jennings, 5 targets, 3 receptions, 27 yards. God, it's rough out on the streets, bro. I know people want to get in on it, San Francisco, but okay. You know, they still got Kittle, they still got running backs, they still got other guys making plays. I'm pretty sure, didn't Mr. Devo have a pretty dang decent game last week?
Had some touchdowns even called back. Mm-hmm. So not really a crazy game, but 10 points with 2 potential touchdowns missed. Called back.
Juwan Jennings, see you later, man. Number 9, 118,000 drops, running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Dearness Johnson. Who? I get it. I'm gonna say I get it. I get that everybody's freaking out because Etienne's injured, but y'all know you're picking up a 3rd string running back, right? Like y'all know that.
Oh,
I know.
Chicken little head. The sky is falling. The sky is falling.
Fucking chicken little head, bro. Yes, you guys are really picking up a third string running back here, bro. Dearness Johnson. I get it. He's the backup. All right. Enjoy Tank Bigsby's backup.
Right. The backup to the
FOH, bro.
backup.
Ah, bro. All right, this one's a little surprising here. Number 10, most drop player, 111,000, 111.7 thousand drops. We're resetting. Wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, Jalen Tolbert. He had 3 targets, 3 receptions for 44 yards. No touchdowns. Okay. Bobby, let me read you his schedule. Okay, he's after the bye, so he's past the bye.
Okay.
He has Atlanta,
Yeah.
Philly,
Yeah.
Houston,
Okay.
Washington,
Okay.
Giants, Cincinnati,
Okay.
Carolina,
Yeah.
Tampa Bay,
Okay.
Philly.
You ever seen that meme where Patrick Starr is trying to give Man Ray his wallet back?
Yeah.
Basically, what you just told me was all that for me to say, that's not a guy I want on my team.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. That actually is a guy I want. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because what are you dropping Tolbert for? You've been
Yeah.
told by us that Tolbert is gonna be a 5 to 10 point a game guy. If you don't like that, that's fine. But what are you getting in return? He's a bye week or injury fill-in guy. If you can get more than 5 to 10 points consistently a game, by all means go for it. But I don't necessarily know that you're going to win a week based off him putting up 5 points because I've started plenty of trash before in my time that's gotten me absolutely nothing. But
Yeah.
I can get why people would drop him, especially with some more enticing options that we talked about on there this week. So I guess I'll rein it back in since I'm a little heated from bodying people already. I'm going to try to go on chill mode now.
Yeah, we've got to end the show on it. We got to slow it down a little bit here. Now we're almost at the end.
Hey, boy, got to go to bed soon, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, he turns out didn't have a red matchup on his schedule the entire season. Almost all green. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow or orange matchups, and 2 of them are Philly because they're in the same division. That's insane. Like, who are you dropping them for? Who are you dropping them for? I still think that there's just these matchups are too good. I think the Cowboys. Okay, once again, everybody's dropping Dalvin Cook, so they're just gonna feed Zeke. Stop, bro. Stop. They can't run the ball. They can't just pound the ball the entire season. The season's slipping away from them. So, okay, you got the wide receiver 2, Jalen Tolbert. And okay, like Ferguson, yeah, but still, there's gonna be enough for Tolbert. He caught all of his targets. 5 targets for 4 receptions. 10 targets, 7 receptions. He hasn't had less than 3 receptions all the way back to week 1 when he only had 2 targets for 1 reception. Finishes wide receiver 25, 27, 72, 12, 50, 61. Once again, not great. We're also not telling you this is your wide receiver 1. He's finished 5 or more points all but 2 weeks, 3.9 and 1.7, but he's finished over 10 3 times. He's had 11.2, 11.7, 18.2. I don't see it, man. I don't see why everybody's dropping him.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Wondering. Don't see it.
We're going to do double 11s. We're going to do 2 11s today just because this is crazy. Number 11, most drop player, Bobby. 105.5 thousand drops. Ricky Pearsall. I knew that'd make you laugh.
Oh, God.
He only had 4 catches for 38 yards. And this is bro's second game ever played in the NFL.
Second game ever played in the NFL after being shot in the chest just a few months ago.
Oh, did I mention that he also had 1 rush for 39 yards?
That's pretty damn good for a wide receiver to get 39-yard rush.
Yeah. Wide receiver 43 on the week. Second game of his career.
I want to drop them because I have no patience and my attention span is that of a toddler.
Then you're definitely not watching our shows if that's the case.
All right.
Okay, Bobby, I think that was the last segment we had. Anything you have before we get out of here? Also, this comment section is pitiful. Like, where are y'all at, Twitter people? Threads people.
Posting
All the Threads
nonsense
people are
under
still on their OnlyFans.
posting nonsense under my Jameson William article, licking some police boots, chewing on some leather. Instead of getting educated and doing something productive with their time, losing more brain cells that they don't have to spare because those last two are just rubbed together like two pickles from a Krabby Patty.
Guys, if you want to win some money, Friday or Thursday, whichever day, one of those 2 days, we'll see how quickly I can get it edited and out. We're going to be coming out with our MMA show, okay? It's a pretty nice card up in Edmonton, so hopefully we can make some money up there. Also, Intentional Lounging comes out Thursdays, Fridays, and Mondays where we break down Thursday night game, Monday night game, and the main slate. Make sure you guys watch those. God, dude, I can't even keep up with everything because now we're going to start coming out, Ethan and Wyatt. They're going to do it until I can join Ethan for the 5-minute wagers for the hockey shows. I told him, like, I'm tapped out on MMA content, our fantasy football live, and the Intentional Lounge. I don't want to take on another show right now, so I will take over for Wyatt once the football season's ended. So they're going to start doing 5-minute wager. They are currently doing college football Power 5 picks. And now they started doing NBA dropping dimes, and they want to start doing college basketball shows. I'm like, if there wasn't a time to subscribe to Better and Green or join what we are making, Noel's posting articles now. Did all 3 of them in a parlay plus 475. Hit it. Did them all straight. Obviously hit all of them. There's just never been a better time to join Better and Green. Aaron also with his soccer articles. I know you're talking about coming out with another MMA article. I'm doing DFS articles for you guys. And the I forget what it's called, like unfiltered betting. A lot of women's fights, so I will have a lot to write about this week in those. There's never been, and I mean, we've been around for about 2 years now. There has never been a better time to join Better and Green. The website, bettergreen.com, and subscribe to the YouTube channel because this content we're putting out right now is on a different level. Nobody's doing it like we are. Bobby, anything else before we get out of here, man?
No, just thank you all. Thank everybody for following, liking, subscribing, interacting. Even when you interact negatively on our stuff, I appreciate it. We couldn't pay literally for engagement of that high caliber on any social media post. I welcome it all on any and all social media posts. You can comment negative, you can comment positive, you can do whatever, but please, by all means, do it because that engagement pays for itself. And thank you for being an unpaid intern. And like the guy that knocked out the Commanders fan a few weeks ago, I don't lose. So you might want to find better investments with your time, like actually reading those articles and actually reading what's posted, because that go a lot farther in your life. So
absolutely. We're not going to knock you out. We're just going to knock some extra cash into your wallet and knowledge into your brains. We'll see you guys very soon. Very soon. Peace, guys.
Peace.